If you love music, then do more than just listen. Connor's Music.
Bonjour. Welcome to John Connors Live. Here we are, live on Wednesday night, live from Connors Music in Keswick, Ontario, Canada. And last week we had a cool question about a new Black Mountain pick, and I wanted to chat about Black Mountain picks a little bit today. Let me just get that. There we go. All right. Oh, I got to get my comment thread up here. Phil, hey, how's it going? Glad you tuned in. It was interesting because there was a little change with our software that we use. And it said instead of just doing a Facebook post, it's going to create a Facebook event for the show. So I thought that was kind of cool. But I wondered if it would still get to, the regular viewers, if you will, the same way. And so the fact that Phil and AJ are here, AJ telling us the Leafs update here in preseason, and Sandra, thanks for tuning in. Hi. Means I guess it is working. It's getting out to everyone, and there the viewer count's popping up there again. So that's great. So welcome again to John Connors Live. So last week, maybe it was Phil. Maybe you were the one who asked about the light blue, which was the brand new light gauge Black Mountain thumb pick. Asked if it had arrived at Connors Music, and it has. And so that sort of prompted tonight's show idea, which was I'm going to do a little bit of fingerstyle songs, or songs that would really benefit, especially from a Black Mountain thumb pick, using each different model so that we could see what are the sort of the benefits and drawbacks of each. And I'm going to say hi to Arnold. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the thumbs up. So the big question, though, first is, should I start with the light one, which I think is going to be particularly nice if I want to strum with it as well? Or should I go with the one that I'm the most comfortable with first and work my way to the newer ones? Maybe I've just decided maybe that would be the best way. I'll start with a fingerstyle song that I can use my red Black Mountain thumb pick. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start with that one. And this one is, I guess they're calling it the heavy gauge pick. So the actual pick portion of it is thick. And I like that for when I'm doing fingerstyle. I use a heavier pick anyways when I'm strumming, but it's less forgiving, which means like it's not going to flex over your strings as much, which a lot of people really like for strumming. But it's also gives me really good response time because as I strum it, it's ready to go again right away. So if I'm doing a faster fingerstyle, and you can see I'm moving between the strings, I'm never worried that it's still like sort of in flex mode. Right. And when I do my riffs, I enjoy that same benefit. So I use a heavier pick for my flat picking as well. So as Phil suggests here, I'm going to go Red Original to start. It's not a fast song I picked out, but it's one that I'm going to do fingerstyle for the whole thing. And then we'll move to some other songs that have a combination of strumming and fingerstyle. And I'll move through all the different pick models for each song. So the only other I haven't changed much in the gear tonight, just to give you a quick rundown. So I'm still using my Revelator interface. I'm plugging in an SM58 directly into it. I'm using my personal Larrivee guitar tonight, which I've got plugged directly into the second channel here. The only other change was I was having such a good, in my humble opinion, hair day. I didn't want to put the big headphones on that you've seen me wear, I think, every Wednesday here, for those of you that tune in all the time. So instead, I'm using my new to me Shure SE215 in-ear monitors. So I grabbed these because the band, the Connors Brothers, we've now gone to in-ear monitoring for most of our shows. And so this is the pair I wear on stage now. And I can plug it into my wireless receiver, which I do for gigs. But here I've just plugged it right into the monitor side of the interface, just like I was with the Audio Technica over-ear headphones. So, as long as I remember to bring them to the shop from practice space, I might use these a little more regularly. They sound great. They're a little more discreet. With the cable here, you can see it, but often at gigs, I have it sort of behind. And of course, you can still see it in the ear, but it's, again, discreet, lets my hair flow. And they sound great. I can really hear quite nicely. Now, at a gig, you'll also probably, if you're seeing us play live, you'll notice I tend to leave one out. That's my personal preference. I do that so that I can still hear the room, and I feel like I can interact a little bit better with an audience if I can hear the space we're in. And we have a lot of stage chat we'll do between songs as we try to react to everything that's going on. So that's helpful for that. Otherwise, you'd have to add mics for the room and everything like that. So I tend to leave one out. But, for John Connors Live, I'm only interacting with your comments. I don't need to hear anything but the music and to monitor. So I have both in. There you go. There's the rundown of the gear. Let's get to the tunes here. Again, thanks for tuning in again this Wednesday. We're going to start with a John Denver song. Again, this is now the red original. My senses like a night in the forest, like a mountain in springtime, like a walk in the rain, like a storm in the desert, like a sleepy blue ocean. You fill up my senses, come fill me again. Come, let me love you, let me give my life to you. Let me drown in your laughter, let me die in your arms. Let me lay down beside you. Let me always be with you. Come, let me love you. Come, love me again. Let me give my life to you. Come, let me love you. Come, love me again. You fill up my senses. night in the forest, like a mountain in springtime, like a walk in the rain, like a storm in the desert, like a sleepy blue ocean. You fill up my senses, come feel me again. There we go. So that's Annie's song by John Denver. Kept it fairly busy on the fingerstyle there, and very nice reaction time, of course, with the red Black Mountain pick. That's the one you've seen me play on the live stream if you've been watching. And you'll see me use that live with the brothers. And let's say a hey to Jess. Hey there, John. My dad and I like that song. Oh, great. I'm glad to hear that. That one's a favorite of my parents, too. You know, they do a lovely version of it, and I love hearing them play it and sing it, my mom and dad. Yeah, what a great song. And Phil, thank you for the applause here. It's much appreciated. All right. So, and I don't know if you noticed, I found a reverb that I thought I could leave on while chatting. Hopefully it's not too echoey. Let me know if that's bugging you at all while I'm chatting. But of course, I like having the reverb on the guitar and voice while I'm singing. All right. So now on to pick number 2, like song choice number 2 and guitar pick number 2. So this one here, what are we going to do? We're going to do St. Lawrence River, I think. So this is a song by David Usher, a singer-songwriter, Canadian singer-songwriter. And I'm going to go to the jazz, this guy here. So it's all black, and it's still fairly thick. Is it as thick as not quite as thick as the red one, I think. Maybe it is. I should have done more reading on it so I could be like super informed. But I will tell you one of the unique differences is we got a rounded tip on the red Black Mountain pick and a pointed tip. So that's why they're calling it sort of like the jazz pick. So that's going to be a little smaller striking surface. So that's going to work nicely. Again, quick response time, which I'm going to need for this song. I might go into strumming a little bit as we go along. I normally would. So we'll just see how this goes. And again, comparing now the red that I use all the time to the jazz, the black one. Yeah, what is we got 4 of them. So we did red and then gray, which is the medium thickness. There we go. So that'll be next up. And then the brand new light blue after that. I have a 5th model in stock I'll tell you about at the end, but I'm not going to be able to show you, and I'll explain why. All right, so here we go. St. Lawrence River. Crashing the final impression, the stains on the paper where words fell like water. Unearth all the changes that never did matter. Think it's beginning to freeze here. In the fire of things, all the brightness that burns me, I'm bubbling true like a child in the dark. When the nakedness comes, I am shocked by the color. The glorious weight of your skin comes alive, and I never thought we'd make it back so soon. might be nice, but I knew you'd be your own destroyer. Comes a time when I always thought I'd make it up to you. Could we escape all the bitterness, piled upon bitterness, held in the face of the things that I don't understand, intellectualized over and over? This helplessness suits us. It's funny how quiet has slipped to our corners, worn all our edges away. You were watching, breathing in vain, winting and warming, and consciously waiting for some simple signal to creep across your conscience, uncover redemption. But all that I mention, I carried you down to the St. Lawrence River. The bank's running dirty, the water's beginning to freeze here. Solid by morning, winter by morning, comes alive, and I never thought we'd make it back so soon. Might be nice, but I knew you'd be your own destroyer. Here we go. Little St. Lawrence River there by David Usher. Been a fan of both Moist and David Usher for a long, long time. Oh, man. And that pick did a great job. I could get in there nice and tight. But then when I went over to strumming, this is what is sort of unique about the Black Mountain pick when you flip over to wanting to flat strum. There you go, right? So you just grab it like a regular pick, but it's wrapping around. Okay, Leafs update. They're up 2-0. So preseason's going fairly well. Unfortunately, Captain Tavares got hurt, so he's going to be sitting for 3 weeks, AJ. But hopefully he'll be back in the maybe first week of regular season. Your lives are always awesome to watch, listen to. You're a wonderful musician in person. Thanks so much, Jess. I really appreciate the comment. And I love caps on, like all caps on positive comments like that. Like awesome caps is amazing. When somebody writes an email, not that I deal with this a lot, but I hear out there in the world, and they're frustrated with something, they're trying to, express dismay, and they use all caps. You feel like you're being yelled at. So this is nice. Thank you. Always awesome in caps. You can do any time you'd like in the comment thread here. And Phil, thanks for the applause. Much appreciated, guys. All right, so we're going to move up to the not moving up. We're just moving to the gray Black Mountain pick. You can see my little Black Mountain display I did here with all they send us these wonderful display trays that we have at the front counter all the time. So the Black Mountain picks are available at Connors Music and easily accessible, or you can go to connorsmusic.ca as well. Better not knock them over. So now this is the gray pick there. It comes color looks a little funny on the screen with the lighting, but it's a gray pick. And the flexibility now is a little lighter. So I thought I would use this for one of my own songs because I do a little riff on it, but I do a lot of strumming on it, and this will flex a little more. So that might be handy for this song. And then we're going to try, I got another song that it's mostly strumming, and that's why I've saved the new blue Black Mountain pick for that one. So we'll do these two more songs, two more picks. And if you have any questions about the pick, how it works, whether it's right for you, please put those questions in. I'm happy to answer them. And if it's something I can't answer, I can email the designer and owner of Black Mountain Picks. These are a Canadian-made product, so we've had some great dialogue with the company and directly with the owner. So we can do that. If you have any questions or comments or things you want passed along, we can do that. So, all right, this next song, I wrote it, looking back on our family. Not directly, but sort of researching the Connors family name, because it was kind of neat finding out, where you come from. So this song is about that. Here we go.
I looked in the mirror and saw my past. A family tree that forever will last. The heart of oaks like all the Connors of iron. Music and love and hearts filled with fire. Ghosts of Ireland call me. The names in the stories of my family. The last of the kings of Connors was he, made to submit to the crown's tyranny. Proudly passed his name on down. It said that now Dennis O'Connor should be crowned. The ghosts of Ireland call me. The names in the stories of my family. Peter O'Connor of Thurles won gold. The flag of his country he proudly unfurled, replacing the Union Jack on the pole, showing his country his strength and his soul. The ghosts of Ireland call me. The names in the stories of my family. The ghosts of Ireland call me. The names in the stories of my family.
There we go. So that's the gray, the medium thickness Black Mountain Pick. And again, really comfortable to switch over to the strumming because it flexes so nicely. And thanks, Phil, for this, the great tune. And I love the cheers there. Before I move on to the baseball comment, so if you dug that song, you can we've got the full recording of it available streaming on all the platforms, and also available through the Connors Brothers website. we've got it on our Bandcamp page where you can check it out and download and everything like that. And there's an old live version of it, I believe, on there as well. So that might be kind of fun. Going back to the inception years of the Connors Brothers, because we've been playing that original song for quite some time. Anyways, thanks so much for that. All right, now on to baseball. If the Red Sox win tonight and the Jays win, we clinched. And so if that happens, and for sure we're in the playoffs, then I owe AJ a Blue Jays song. I'm going to figure out how to play the Blue Jays song. And of course, I'll be decked out and ready to go for that. I'm wearing my Connors Music golf shirt today. And if you notice, there's a couple little blotches on it. This is what happens when you wear your work shirt and you get home and you put chlorine in your backyard pool, which I did. And I got splashed a little with the chlorine mix in it. There you go. So, but you know, you can still tell where I work at least. Anyways, thanks for that. And then with a further update, Jays were down 3-0, but now it's 3-2 for the Yankees with one out. So obviously looks like they're mounting the comeback here based on what Luke's saying. All right, so now maybe this will help them. We're going to use a blue Black Mountain, a blue Canadian-made pick. Maybe this will be the push the Jays need to down those Yankees tonight. And we're not playing an American song either. This is a British-made song. Actually, this is a song I may have played this a long time ago on the live stream, but it's a Paul McCartney original off his album called Flaming Pie. I definitely recommend, if you have some time to sit down and listen to an album, this is one that you should sit down and enjoy the whole thing. And this song is called Some Days. Let's grab the pick and have a look at it. So there's the beautiful new blue, and it is very flexy. Like, look how very flexy. That's like sort of the first thing you do when you check out picks in a pick container is flex them. So this one, I can feel it like as I strum the strings, bending on the strings. So if you were looking for a Black Mountain pick that you were mostly going to just flat pick with, and you just wanted the support so you don't drop it, or, you know, you can hang on. Oh, look at this. I pull out the blue Canadian pick and 3-3 Jays. I'm taking full credit for that. Thanks for the update there, AJ. So yeah, you can have it flex nicely over the strings for strumming purposes. This one I will do a little that, and then you'll see me strum. So anyways, let me get a sip of water and we'll do Some Days by Paul McCartney. Some days I look at you with eyes that shine. Some days I don't believe that you are mine. It's no good asking me what time of day it is, who won the match or scored the goal. Some days I look into your soul. Some days I laugh to think how young we were. Sometimes it's hard, I like to know which way to turn. Don't ask me where I found that picture on the wall, how much it costs or what it's worth. Sometimes I laugh to think how young we were.
tell us what is really inside each one of us is love. And we know how it feels. Some days I cry for those who live in fear. Some days I don't remember why I'm here. No use reminding me it's just the way it is. Who ran the race or came in first? Some days I cry for those who feel the worst. Tell us what is real inside each one of us is love. And we know how it feels. Some days I look at you with eyes that shine. Some days I don't believe that you are mine. It's no good asking me what time of day it is, who won the match or scored the goal. Some days I look into your soul.
There we go. Some Days by Paul McCartney. And Phil says he'll be in for a blue. There you go. You can get a game-worn jersey. You can get a John Connors Live used blue pick or one that wasn't used, whatever you prefer. And a little high shout out there to Gary. He asked an interesting question here. Could I use that pick without having to use my bum finger? So probably you have to use your thumb. Sorry. You have to use your thumb because it's going to wrap around the thumb like this. And it's funny because I see people grab these. I really gave it there. Sorry, hold on. I see people grab them out of the box and go, how do you put these on? So if you face the loop to you and put your thumb in, and then you can strum without grabbing it with your fingers at all. You can just... I'm going to use the blue one too, just to show that. So same thing. Not using my fingers. So maybe that will help because you don't have to hold it between the fingers down on your right hand. So let's consider that as a possibility there, Gary. And Arnold, thanks so much. Well played and a great song. I really appreciate that. Let's set up a Jay's tailgate party for playoffs. Yeah. Think of when would be the game, right? And we'll chat about it for sure. And I'll have to come by and try it tomorrow. Absolutely. Often we'll have people just grab one out of the case. You just clean your hands quick. We got disinfectant here. And you grab a pick and you can give it a go with the guitars in the showroom to see if it's a good fit for you. So, because for me, what got me excited about them initially is the spring-loaded element of it. So I found thumb picks prior to this
were either too much tension or not enough. So this hit that perfect spot there. Sorry. So come in and give it a try. All right, we're going to wrap up for John Connors Live there. I got a frog in my throat, and we'll see you next Wednesday live from Connors Music. Thanks so much. Have a good one.